I'm with two of the real good guys in the NFL, Stephen Means from the Atlanta Falcons, and joining me also Michael Thomas, who was the recipient from the New York Giants and now currently resides with the Houston Texans, his hometown. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you so much for joining me here today. Both of you Block Courage Award recipients. Stephen, I'll start with you. Talk about what this award means to you and your teammates giving it to you.
Man, it's a big honor for me. It's something that I preach on all the time, overcoming adversity. And so to be able to not just go through this journey and bounce back, but to be able to bounce back in a big way and come back and for everybody around you, guys that see you every single day, through the good, through the bad, the ugly, to be able to acknowledge what you've been through, with how far you came, and the impact that you made in the locker room amongst a group of guys is a tremendous honor for me. It's something that I'm proud of. It's something that I can't wait to physically get a hold of so I can put it in my trophy room. And it's an amazing honor for me. It's a blessing.
Stephen, you had one of those injuries, and you talked about this. It's one of those scary injuries. You know, it wasn't a pulled hamstring or something like that. You tore your Achilles, which can be a career-threatening injury. Talk about overcoming the fear and getting back from a big injury like that.
Yeah, like you said, it's one of them injuries that you pray you don't get when you're healthy. You know, it's one like every player know that they'll go through something. I had a lot of broke fingers. Some of them, like I said before, broke twice. Being in the trenches, that's just the way it is. But it's a couple injuries that you just pray that you don't get, that you're kind of scared of. You grow to be a little weary of. And the Achilles is definitely one of them. It's one where a lot of players, like you said, end their career. Some of them don't come back from. And, it takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of prayer, a lot of strength, a lot of people in your corner, a lot of encouragement from the guys around you in the locker room, coaches, the training staff, which we had a great training staff, the family support around you, people that's close to you, your wife, your kids, your loved ones, and a strong faith for me, a strong fortified faith to be able to bounce back, because that was something that once it first happened, I laid there and everything came to question. I knew exactly what it was when it happened. I just didn't want to believe it, if I'm being honest. And it was one of those things where you start to put into perspective, like real fast, how quick things could be over. And it was emotional. It was a super emotional experience for me, and one that I never take for granted. One that I always be able to put in the forefront of any piece of adversity that stepped in front of me, knowing that I came from something that took me almost a year to come back from. It's going to be hard for me to look at something else and say I probably won't be able to do it.
Let's bring Michael in. And Michael, you were a recipient last year with your outstanding community work, and we'll get to that in a second. But then you also dealt with what Stephen dealt with this year with the pec injury and having to come back and still recovering from that.
Absolutely. And I tore my left one in 2014. So unfortunately, just like what Stephen mentioned, like when I tore my right one this year, it's like, oh, I know exactly what it is. But, I played through it, like stayed on the field, just wanted to finish the game. Because like Stephen said, immediately I knew what happened. I knew what I was going to have to put myself through, the surgery to try to recover. But I was like, man, look, I'm putting stuff in perspective. If I can finish this game and, continue to fight with my teammates, I will. And, to be a recipient of this award, Paul, I'll say this, man, there's so many men who, like Stephen said, they go through injuries, they go through like tough adversity, but, they just trust the process, keep trusting the process. And that's what it was for me. So for my teammates to, see the work I've put in, see, me fight through injuries, but still try to come in every single day, be a leader, be, the same person every single day, be consistent and push everybody to try to get better as well. I mean, that meant a lot to me, man. I play this game for respect. I want respect for my teammates, and that's the highest honor you can ever get, is when your teammates respect you and they want to honor you. They want to see that captain on your chest. They want to give you these awards because that's who you really exemplify. And I hope the Block Courage Foundation. I hope they see that everything I do, that's what it stands for.
Now, both of you have a common thread with a lot of the recipients that we have, in that you're huge community guys, and it's important to you. You're both been nominated for the NFL Man of the Year. Michael, I'll start with you. Why is it important? Why do you feel so strongly about what you do, and especially with kids
Right.
off the field.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, I feel passionate about it because I know the type of impact that any of us as NFL players can have. You know, you see the smiles on these kids' faces anytime you pull up, and it doesn't matter what you're talking about, from education, financial literacy. I mean, shit, I was just talking to Stanford football yesterday, and, you know, they requested me to talk about financial literacy, and, you know, they're asking questions left and right, and they're just engaged. It's like, man, you went undrafted, still playing in the NFL. Like, dude, you actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see the excitement on their faces and stuff. And that's why I do it, man. I made a promise to myself when I was a little kid. If I ever made it, I'd give back. I joke about it all the time. I used to see the Play 60 commercials when I was a kid, Paul, and I'm like, man, when one of these NFL players will come to my school? So I said, if I ever make it, you know, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna always give back, and that's really my passion, especially with the youth.
Steven, what about you?
Man, I think it comes from being a kid who needed that, right? Like a kid who needed other people's generosity. I was fortunate enough to come from a 2-parent household, and I didn't know nobody else growing up that had that, family, friends, otherwise, and so to be around a lot of people who needed that, it always just embedded that in me. I feel like, and you know, so getting to a point where you can give back. Like, I remember being little when I had got I think I got on the honor roll, and I would always get rewarded for good stuff, right? So I got money from my mom, my dad, my grandparents, and it was right around Christmas time. And so, like, instead of me holding that money and saving it, I went and tried to buy everybody in my family something. I went to Dollar Tree, and I tried to get as much. I tried to get as many things as I could, and you know, it just started from a young age, and always seeing the impact that you can have on somebody who don't think that you're thinking about them. The way that they light up from receiving something, and it became just a way that I showed my love and my care for you. So going back and doing that back in my hometown community, or Atlanta, or when I was in Philly, or Tampa, giving away bikes, or whatever the case may be, like sometimes it get really emotional because you got kids that don't have nothing. They make little comments saying like, man, I wish you was in my life. I wish you was my dad. I wish my dad was like, you know, like stuff like that. It touch you, and it make you just, it gives you that motivation and that drive to keep going. So to be able to do it is an honor for me. It's not really so much about receiving accolades for it, or even recognition. It's about, you know, the impact that you have on people, in my opinion.
Last thing I have for both of you before we bring the kids in, and we're going to bring Trish in as well from St. Vincent's. Steven, can you tell the story about how you first learned about Ed Block? I thought it was a great story about the first time learning about our foundation and being with the Ravens at that point.
Yeah, it was my second year in the league, and we was in the team room, and I think I might have just got there a couple weeks ago, and so I had kind of like started getting acquainted with the guys, and I was in the room with a bunch of top-notch dudes. Terrell Suggs, Elvis Dormerville, Pernell McPhee, Courtney Upshaw, Ted Monachino was the coach. And, you know, so I would just sit there and soak up as much as I could, like a sponge. And so we were sitting there in John Harbaugh, you know, he bring out the trophy. He got this big gray, it looked like platinum. It just looked like a great trophy, big helmet. And he just started talking about a guy on the team who was real resilient and been through so much, and, you know, fought through so much adversity. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I hope he about to call my name. I want this. And you know, and then he went to, you know, I'm just looking around the room, and you can kind of like see guys like nudging Suggs. Like they like nudging Terrell Suggs, like, because they know he about to get it, because, like, you know, everybody vote for it. And so when he announced his name, when he said, you know, Terrell Suggs gonna get the trophy, you can see the tears in his eyes. And he a guy who don't really get emotional, so he probably give me a call for telling the story, but he had tears in his eyes, and he, at that moment, like, he knew that it was a special moment for him, you know, bouncing back, coming from same type of you know, devastating injury. And so for him, you can tell just by his reaction that it was an important honor for him. And it was something that I said to him, I said, man, I definitely don't want to get hurt, but if I do, you know, I want to be able to bounce back like that.
Steven, that's awesome. And Michael, I know you've been I don't know if I've ever been around a guy and I've been doing this now for about 15 years, and it's been as excited as you ever since the day you learned you were the recipient. I mean, you have been amazing. Talk about that, your excitement and your enthusiasm.
Yeah, man. I mean, very, very similar to Steve. It's like probably like my rookie year. It's, you learn about it when, you're in the team meeting room and they're like, hey, we're about to start doing votes, either Pro Bowl, whatever it is, Bart Star, you're doing all type of voting for the awards, right? And you get to Ed Block Courage Award, right? And they actually spend a lot of time explaining that award. You know what I'm saying? And thinking about who you should be trying to vote for. And people, might get a couple teammates stand up and talk about it. So ever since my rookie year, it's been like, man, like that's a very prestigious award. And, literally we're in the room voting, with each other as teammates on who we think deserves it. So, I mean, I've been knowing about it since my rookie year. Like Steve said, you definitely don't want to get injured. But if you do go through adversity, you do end up getting injured. If you can come back and, play at a high level, still display that type of leadership, still display that type of, just be that teammate that everybody wants to be around. You make everybody better. You just got that presence and you can earn that respect from your teammates and get voted for that award. I mean, it means something to you, man. And like Steve and everybody else who's been nominated for this award, it's never about me for the accolades. But when they announced that I was the recipient of it, man, I felt overwhelmed. I was like, man, my teammates think of me like that. Like, I've been hearing about this award for a long time. It's a very prestigious award. I've been, voting for many teammates that I felt like definitely deserved it. And nah, man, I just appreciate it. Thank y'all for allowing me into this, the Ed Block Courage Award community. And definitely was mad that COVID hit, that we couldn't be there in person to have that true experience. But, I definitely, again, thank y'all for allowing me into the community. And it's a huge honor for me.
You guys are part of the family. So hopefully when everything gets back to normal, we bring you guys in and experience a visit with the kids. I'll tell you what, guys, let's bring in Trish I from the Baltimore Ravens Courage House here in Baltimore. And she's got some kids with her that want to ask you guys some questions. Hey, Trish, how are you?
How you doing, Trish?
What's going on, Trish?
Hi, how are you guys?
Doing well. Doing well.
Good. Thank you so much for doing this. The kids are super excited.
Absolutely. All right, no problem. So I had to meet them.
That's good.
All right, Trish, who do we have first?
Now you want to go first? Earlier they were, no, you go first. You go first. So first I'm going to give you Temmie, who's been with us for a little while. He's been a part of Ed Block and has been to the Ed Block. How many times have you done it?
Huh?
3? I think he's been here for 3 years that we had the Ed Block breakfast here.
I actually did a lot of time.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have him sit.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? What up, Timmy?
Hi. I have a question.
What's up, man?
I have a question.
What's good, boss?
Yeah, you already know Lamar Jackson on the Ravens team.
One more time, Lamar.
Lamar Jackson on the Ravens team.
Yeah. We know
He said he was fast.
him. As a DB, I'll tell you, he's very fast, man. He is very fast.
You remember one time we win the Super Bowl for the Ravens?
Yes, I remember that was my rookie year. I do remember that.
Was Tom Brady on the Ravens team?
You said Tom Brady? Nah,
Yeah.
it was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was a quarterback for the Ravens, and unfortunately, they got the dub. and we did not. We had to walk off the field and see the purple confetti come down. So it was unfortunate for us.
What's going on?
I'm good.
That's what's up.
What's your name? Paul.
Brandon, we have Stephen Mead.
Misdemeanor.
We have Stephen Mead
Mike
and Michael
Thomas.
Thomas. Yep.
What's going on?
You have a
Good.
question for the NFL guys?
Yeah. What's your 40-yard dash time again?
Yeah. That's what I said. I was telling them the fastest I ever got clocked at was like 4.48.
Mine
And
was 4.6.
and what's yours, Mr. Steve?
4.6.
And I ran a 5.2 too. And I was
Okay.
not a 5.22, a 5.2 when I was in 4th grade. And I played for the Randallstown Panthers.
Okay, what grade are you
position you
in
play?
now?
I'm in 7.
You in 7? That's what's up.
So, guys, hopefully we'll see Trish in person one day.
Yes.
we'll be able to come back to Baltimore and spend some quality time in person with the kids.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for everything you do
Appreciate
on
you.
and off the field. We definitely appreciate it. And Paul, as always, we appreciate your support and everything. We miss you guys.
Yes. Can't wait to get out there, Trish. Paul, thank you for staying in contact with us and setting all this up, man. Can't wait to get out there in person.
Definitely.
You got it.
Appreciate
Michael,
it.
thank you. Steven, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy yourselves and enjoy your off season. And really looking forward to seeing you both on the field coming in September.